A bit intuitive in living the seen and unseen life. Hello, guess who's here? Aley from Heart and Soul Connected. And me, a bit intuitive. So if you're learning about each other, please subscribe, would be great, and share. So today's topic,
make sure you share over here too.
Right. It's this way. That's Aley. Okay, that's the opposite. So I contacted her. I was talking about a woo-woo development, confident when we do our YouTube channel. But if you're watching, some of you have your own woo-woo channel. Both of us started just watching other people, and then we created our YouTube channel. Sure. So you might be thinking that. Or what I'm really curious, just as you being a viewer, how did you learn from watching all these fun, intuitive content creator? And it really matters. So remember, this is all for your entertainment purposes only. And this is kind of fun. You are worthy and you are a bit intuitive.
Oh, you are a bit intuitive. Absolutely.
Some of you are more than a bit intuitive.
Yes, some of us are, but you know, the really cool thing is that we get all these symbols and signs, and it's in us to recognize those symbols and signs that we're getting from spirit. So we just have to have confidence that we are hearing the message, and the message is loud and clear. And you know, don't doubt it.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say we are everybody, because if you have skin, you hear, you see, you feel, gut feeling, punch, etc. But since we're going to the woo-woo, that means you guys are proactively working on your intuition.
That's right.
So the first thing I always say, my spirit guide told me, but different for everybody, is to connect from within. Because that's your spirit. Because maybe I find out some people are even not into the spirit guide. I use the spirit guide. So whether it's from you or whatever. So this card kept falling out. It was from the Oracle deck. Believe in Your Own Magic by Amanda Lovelace. And it's perfect. I don't know if you can see it. It said,
don't be afraid
to sing.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So that means don't, just gain knowledge from, you know what? You gain knowledge. I gain knowledge the most from when I've been inaccurate, because then I could fine tune it.
True. Right. Maybe some components haven't been inaccurate. Just
right. Most of the time it's like 50-50. It's interpretation.
Yeah. I get you.
That's the way we think. We learn from when we are good, when we are on target, and when we're not. And I was sharing with Aley that what I noticed is she's a teacher, so she's used to being in front. I'm used to be like a wallpaper, so I'm used to being behind, and now I'm going to the front. I'm sure sometime when Aley had guests, she had to let her guests be, and she had to go back. So it's fun to play with that. What have you noticed, how that has helped you confident when it comes to your YouTube about, because even though you're a teacher, this is about intuition. That's a whole different
ballgame. This is all a little bit different. Yes.
It's different. And not only that, you cover from the basic of intuition to the real woo-woo. And that's not even an insult. I take it as woo-woo. But a lot of it's very scientific in nature, like energy. Even when we talk about ET, this is all what we think is woo-woo. It's all science, like how they use their ships and different things. So you have any thought about this?
Yeah, it's interesting because if you go back and watch when I first came on, that would have been in November, December 2020. And of course, I just decided to do the show. And so I thought to myself, I don't have really any talent here to do woo-woo stuff. I'm just going to interview woo-woo people, even though I've been studying it or reading and knowing about it for years and years.
Right.
And the minute I opened myself up to that, when I did that, I thought, oh my God, this isn't as hard as I think it is, because I've got to let that flow. and I needed to let it come through in divine timing. And I could just keep doing my job every day or coming on my shows every day. And so, yes, it's all about the confidence in it, Sylvia, and remembering that we aren't the ones really creating the content. We're getting the messages only, and we're just relaying those messages.
And that's the thing. One of the biggest thing I learned about is to get out of the way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anybody, well, not anybody, but don't, just because somebody comes off very confident doesn't mean they're not nervous or anything like
Right.
that.
That's true.
For some reason, they're able to, get over it, or it's just their spirit and the message of the video is bigger than them. So yeah, one of the biggest thing I had to learn is to step out of the way and let spirit come through.
Let spirit come through. And so when I first started out, once I also had a guest who hadn't shown up, and I went on because I had people waiting, and I thought I can't leave people waiting. So I went on, but then I was a nervous wreck. What am I going to say? What am I going to do? How am I going to do it? And everybody in the chat was at that time said, calm down, but until you can get over the fact that you can make your own, I don't know, you can be spontaneous, you can riff, no one's judging you. This, it isn't pay TV. It isn't, they haven't bought a movie ticket and got their popcorn and they're waiting for you to entertain them. It's really all about caring and community. Yeah.
I'm going to say, that's one of my things I had to learn. I don't need guests, but I like having guests because you kind of feed each other. You feed each other energy and you don't leave it to yourself. But I've been learning to just do my own videos, and I have to really rely on saying, I have a method. And, I try and make a little fun or a game where I like to have you guys be, you who's watching, you use your intuition. So basically you're listening to Aley and I talk about our woo-woo development, but it really has to do with you. So
with you, right? Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So any of you have any thought? We're not doing questions, but you have any thought about you want to share with us?
Yeah.
About like how you have learned or gotten better by watching like all these YouTube,
or a class you might have taken that has helped you along. I pulled a card too, Sylvia. I pulled reflection. And that's what we're doing here. We're reflecting on some things that have happened. I will tell you this. There are times I'll go working in a collaboration with somebody that I'm doing readings. And most of the time I feel in the flow and we bounce off each other and everything's great. And then there's some days where everything seems flat. Like I'm not really getting what I'd like to be getting. And it's not the energy of the people. It's, I don't know, it's like not being tapped in enough or something.
I'm glad you say that, because like when I first started my YouTube channel, I was really like fiery and stuff. And then the past year I wasn't as fiery. So it would have to do with the energy. If I'm flat, then it usually shows up flat. But sometimes when I'm feeling flat and I have like 3-4 people show up, it makes such a difference. So
yeah, it does, because sometimes you feel like you're just speaking into the wind, So I think that's what you're saying. I think that's what you mean. Is that true? So if a few people come, you've got at least one other person there listening or working with you.
That's a good point, because if I'm kind of flat or I'm not feeling a certain way, I may not be really connected to my spirit guide clearly. So by having like you guys in a comment, then the spirit guide are utilizing us as a collective, and then that plays in.
Right. That's
so
awesome.
Okay, so the two things I learned is how to be in front and speak up. So one of the things you had to learn is just be okay to carry the room without another person.
Carry the room without getting stressed out about it if someone doesn't show up. Yeah.
Another one for me had been about cleaning my message. Like I'm still working on that. Like people have a niche. Like certain readers just do politics.
Right.
Some like you do politics, but you also do a lot of other things. So I know what to expect from you. So it's not so like all over the place. So that's what I'm working on right now, like cleaning up what is my message. But basically what it is to expect, you will expect that I expect you to read for yourself while you're listening to me. Because it's like a teacher, right? You're teaching the student, and
that's right. You're not providing all the answers either.
No.
You're stimulating the idea of how you can take what was said and make meaning out of it. Yep. And sometimes you can't, but later you can. Like down the road, you'll go, oh, that's what she meant. That happens.
Yeah. And also, like when I watched a particular topic, and I already had these thoughts, and then I hear them talk about it, and they're saying the same thing. It's just, oh, I could trust myself. Oh, I was thinking that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, do you guys feel the same way?
Yeah. Let us know how you feel about that. I think that's just because we feel comfortable to have a channel or to talk or to do readings doesn't mean that, number one, we're always on, which I on spot or feeling up
like this, right? We're always pizzazz,
right? But it also it doesn't mean that we aren't learning more, growing more, especially from you guys. And it also it tells us that we still all have a long way to go, and that what works for me might not work for Silvia, might not work for you. You're going to find your own way of getting where you need to be. And so we can offer suggestions, but that's all they are. Yeah. Yeah.
I find it expands when I get a point of view from somebody else. I'm like, oh, it becomes more fun.
Yeah. So what if someone verifies something for you? Like you tell them something and they go, yeah, I know what you're talking about. We like the validation. And it isn't that we're right. It's that they understand the message Spirit is giving them.
Good point. Yeah. Good point. And that's another thing I had to work on. Am I right? You know, woo confident. And you just did it. The Spirit guide just said it's not so much that it's about being right. It's about that you are understood. And tell you the truth, you guys probably figured this out. I know you have, Aley. We could say something, and you have 5 people, and the 5 of them heard it differently.
Yes. Oh, yes. Absolutely.
What do you think that is about? I know it's just because people come from different points of view.
Perception. Yes, it is. We all have different upbringings and things, but I always use with my students, I'll say to them, if there's 5 people standing at the corner and there's a car accident and they interview each one, they're going to get a different story from almost every one of them. And the real weird thing is that it's identifying, let's say, like a shooter or something, or actually it was a bank robber. When I was working at the bank, they were telling us, don't talk to each other. And right away, just stay silent, get your story straight. Because people were like, yeah, he was a tall guy and with a hat. And now the guy said, oh, he had a beard and he was a black man. You know, it's like, no. Yeah. All these crazy, you know, so what's true? What's your perception?
It could be a weird, like, and did he notice his foot? He had shoes with all? And they're like, what do you mean? And then you get off topic. No.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Let me see. The phrase that pop up in my mind is we're all just walking each other home. Yeah.
Ram Dass said that, and he was wonderful. I agree with you, Anya. In the long run, we're here to interact and love each other and care for each other and walk each other back, because the minute you're born, you're starting to die already.
But. So I have a question. Now we're talking about confident new development. How you say, how does it work when it comes to knowing that even though you're saying stuff and you have guests that saying stuff, do you feel like your audience more or less know they're responsible for what the message being said?
You know, that's a wonderful question. And it comes up when people are saying, what if it looks really bad? What do I say? You know, for instance, if you didn't already know that the death card does not mean that you're going to die, that it's really all about change. then you might think, oh my God, I'm going to die. And if the reader didn't make you understand, help you understand the card, then by saying, this means something must, has to be torn down to be rebuilt, or, things are going to change, or there's a transformation. I think it's still our responsibility to remind them that this is a reading right now. This is a reading at this moment in time, and you can make as many choices as you want, and it may not be a problem later. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember being like 19 and I was into the tarot, and I brought it to the camp, and I was reading the person. The death card came up. She literally
shook out. Oh, yeah.
And I realized then you cannot read everybody, especially if they're not into this and they don't understand. Also, right. I explained it like after that. I would explain it. This means new beginning. But she literally shook up.
Sure.
So you're right. There's a responsibility. Like
there is a responsibility. And that's why we also always say for entertainment purposes only. And a lot of us won't read on medical. We're not doctors. We won't read on legal. We're not lawyers. So yeah, it's very important that, and I guess it's especially, I might say to somebody, if I was reading them individually as a personal reading, have you ever had a reading before? What do you know about readings? How do you feel about readings? And so that I can be more alert to, let's see, things that may be upsetting them, or because I've had people tell me, oh, this woman told me everything was going to fall apart, and I was going to, somebody was going to die in my family, and she just said it and went on. And I thought, no, that's not responsibility at all. Not at all. It's the way
you get one that's like, unless they know you, if you get one that tells you terrible news, make me go,
Yeah.
Because there's a way to tell the bad news. But going back to what this intuitive said, it kind of reminded me of when Aley and I did a video a while back, one of them. And we talked about how I would be like, I shared where my sister only went to like 5 psychics her whole life, and they all were amazing. I went to hundreds and had so many shitty ones and stuff like that. And I realized that I had to learn about X, Y, and Z. She's not that into all this. So thank God she had like the good, but I had like so many. But then Aley brings up that sometimes people would say stuff to her and she's like, nothing happened, but then it happened 20 years later. Like the fact that this one woman told her she was going to be on video, like you're going to be on TV, or I don't know what the word is. And it ended up being like she's in her living room where people going to see you. You had a reader that said that you were going to be.
I did. They said that people would be coming to me in my home. They said.
Right. And you're like.
And so I would think people would be knocking on my door and coming to see me, but that was in 1985.
Right. Oh my gosh.
And so it was 2020 when I started this, and people come into my home because I'm sitting in my house. So technically, made sense.
Yeah. And I had one woman in 1993. She's like, "Oh, you're gonna be on a video," and and I'm like, no. And here I am on a video. But
when you did that, they were telling her she needed to go.
I'm thinking like old-fashioned video,
Yeah, I get you. Or the heavy one on your shoulder. Yeah.
Like on TV, we would never even know what YouTube is or anything like that.
Know. That's true. That's very true.
Yeah. So let's grab one card and see how, as a collective, how you're confident in your will development going to be going forward. And if any of you have a question, it has to be in context. It's for the collective about the confident in your will development. You could, connect from within and put your intuition hat on, guys. Not I like my
magic. So I have a fabulous card. I have the gratitude card here, but look at how beautiful this woman is. She looks very confident. She looks confident, but she looks as though she's got the rainbow behind her, which brings good luck. And I'm feeling like she's got the confidence, and she knows the confidence comes from within, but she also recognizes the higher role that her guides and angels are providing for her in order to feel confident. And it is a pathway we walk. It's not, you're not instantly dropped off right at the door of
Yeah,
where
it's
you're
a
going.
journey,
Yeah, it is.
right? That's what
Yeah.
you mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I got the card of endings are inevitable
Mm-hmm.
and focus on the here and now.
There you go. There you go. So you could look at that as an ending, meaning that you get to your spiritual woo, not that you're going to give up, but focus just now because you aren't there yet. Wouldn't you
Right.
say?
It's a
Yeah,
journey. And the
it's a
truth is,
journey.
we all know the universe is infinite in nature.
Mhm. Mhm.
So what we know, it's so like this. And
Mhm.
so to say we know everything, I even got bored of the woo woo stuff.
Oh, sure.
And I
Yeah.
realized I realized that how can I be bored? It's because I needed to understand something differently. I needed to explore
True.
something differently. And
Mhm.
one of it was to stop listening to people so much and start being fun. So
Doing
for
your
you,
own stuff.
maybe,
Yes.
running a class, or maybe just to be, I don't know what the answer is, but
Mhm.
how could you be bored in your intuition when it's so infinite in nature?
That's
So
great.
let's
That's
see.
great. Yeah. Oh,
Rosemary,
that's yeah, Rosemary Clooney, who happens to be George Clooney's aunt. I mean, she's
I
passed
know.
now, but "Come to my house, to my house" is a song she used to have. Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if a lot of these actors and actresses, they use their intuition for like a
Oh,
lot of
sure.
different things. I'm sure
Oh,
they
yeah.
did.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to hear their stories, and many of them end up going to see Tyler Henry or some of the other, people that do the spirit mediumship stuff, but, yeah, the other thing about getting bored with woo, maybe, is that we all have to change up and balance ourselves out with other things. So
That's
I know
right.
that I haven't read a book, a story, a book, just a book to enjoy
A
for the
regular
longest
book.
time.
Yep.
Yes. And so I know I need to do that because I need that break, or I need to I need to have that downtime that it's not that I don't want to be in the woo, but between work and the woo, I need me time. I need a hot bath. I need bubbles in it. I need, you know.
And funny, there was a time where I couldn't get enough. I would be
Oh,
in a
sure.
bookstore, Barnes and Noble, when they used to have
Yep.
the new age, and then the internet came in, and you're talking my language. It is because it's
Mhm.
about balancing your regular life. Like the spirituality is always there, but it shouldn't be your thing. It's your relationship with your family, even like reading a book or
Mhm.
anything like that. So
Yeah.
taking a break from it does help me
Mhm.
to
Sure.
appreciate it more,
Yeah. And
just
just
like
like you take
anything.
a break from everything else, but we embody it, we live it, and if we really are interested in bringing in that confidence, then we have to assess what our beliefs are and live in that kind of a thought, where we're not doing something that's against what we think we'd like to do. In other words, don't have negative self-speak, "Oh, I'm such a stupid person. Why did I do that?" or whatever. Stop it. You're
Right.
not, you're perfectly wonderful. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And that
Uh-huh.
goes with the confidence. Like,
Yeah.
why am I not confident? I know enough. I know enough than some people. I
Right.
know enough just to chit chat about it. And it's funny, the two cards that came up that you already know all the answer. That means your spirit guide knows all the answer or
Yeah.
something from within. And you might know enough. And then it says slay them all. Just
Oh, wow. There you go.
there's this thing like wanting to know everything. There's no way
Yeah.
to know everything.
No,
So
you're right.
and
But being
I
curious is also on the flip side of it. Being curious up until the day you go over to the pearly gates. That's what keeps you young and alive and learning. So being
right.
curious is important. Yeah.
And I used to always read oracle cards to my cousin and stuff. I stopped doing that. I'm
Hmm.
interested in what's going on in their life.
really? Yeah, that's some.
No, I'm just saying, like, it was so
No,
much.
I love that.
I didn't enjoy like regular
Uh-huh.
things,
Right.
and
Good.
then also like when it also changed about when they rely on you to do oracle deck, then that's all you become. So when I stopped doing oracle deck, they were not interested anymore, and then we just start talking about cousin stuff.
Sure.
And
Sure.
you know what I mean? So that's part of the woo development. It's like so
It
many
is.
to learn about anything and
Well,
stuff
the
like
other
that.
side of it, I don't know if you've experienced this or not, Sylvia, but if somebody knew you before the woo development, and then you tell them something that you think, it comes from spirit, a lot of them look at you very like, you're weird. What's going on with you? And it's like they don't believe you. And my own case is when I first met my husband, I told him things, and he understood that I had that sort of an intuition. And now if I tell him something, he goes, no, no, no. And then he'll come to me and he'll say, you were right. And I said, someday you're just going to hopefully take that to the bank instead of,
You know what? I think they have ideas about
I
who is
think so.
woo. It's not somebody who's
Yeah.
like a Buddha, because
Right, right, right.
everybody has it. So you could be a person who's temperamental or
Mhm,
got
mhm.
you're doing very well or not doing very well, and still get intuitive insight. And that's
That's
why
right.
I
That's
was
right.
like, I'm taking mediumship class just
Good.
because, not for
Yes.
anything. If it goes more, I will. But it's more to take the mediumship to um, for something different.
Yes, you're
Like
learning different. It's
it's
different
kind of
tools in
fun.
the
It's just
toolbox.
like
We could all use
but
that. Yeah.
I don't think I want to. While I'm watching my words, not about being treated the computer. It's
Oh,
about
no,
adding another tool
that's right.
because,
And yeah,
like some
I
of
love
these
that you're doing
medium,
it. Good.
yeah, some of these medium, I feel like they could really be an energy reader, but they put
Mhm.
themselves in a box
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
just being a medium.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
so that was something new that I like. But I realized I don't know if I'm going to read my relative because I don't want to deal with that.
I think we're too close. And I think that's what the problem with my husband is. It
Right?
isn't that he's trying to be mean or
No, he
anything, but
knows you're good.
well, yeah, but he also knows that I'm his wife,
Right? Yeah.
So, I agree with you with regard to reading close friends, family. Um, and at the same time, if you know something, let's say, like if you knew on September 11th and your relative was going to there that day, I don't think you'd say, well, I don't think I'll tell them they're my relative. You would tell them. So there are times that you will do it, and
Right.
it will be important for
Right.
you.
I mean, sometimes then they'll start listening, but like
Uh-huh. Yeah.
other people do listen more because they don't have that frame of reference. But I was realizing, like, I was practicing my cousin,
Mhm.
and we just lost a family friend,
Mhm.
and she's like in her 70s. Um, and I picked the card, and she's like, "Oh my God, he used to always say that to me, whatever that card is." But then
Yes.
she goes, "But what did he try and tell me?" I'm like, "He just told you in the card." Like, well,
Right.
I don't know
Right.
anything about him.
Right. Right. That was his message to you. Right. Yeah. And the other thing is that there are times when something really weird shows up. I remember Sun Psychic Jean when she first started doing mediumship, or actually it was just psychic stuff. And she was trying to tune in on somebody that they were asking about, and she said, I'm just going to say this, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to, it's going to be weird, but are they a plumber? Because I have a man under a sink and his butt crack is showing.
Right. I would be curious. Like, I have to say it.
Yeah, yeah. And but I've also
And
had
was
it where
he?
I thought something about how somebody passed. I thought they passed from AIDS, and I didn't want to say that. And
Yeah.
later I said they passed young, and they said yes, he had AIDS.
Mm. Yeah. I
So
mean, that's
yeah,
part of the rule development. Like, when I first
it
started,
is.
I was so
Yeah.
into it, wanted to share with everybody. But there's a responsibility because they
Mhm.
take it so literal,
Yes.
and that could be detrimental. So I've learned
Could
to
be.
not push it on people as much.
Yes.
like it took years, like decade.
Sure.
Every day I learned something new. But we're talking about being in front of the YouTube, but also like me and
Yeah.
Aley and the like. Maybe some of you've been wanting to and you haven't, but also
Mhm.
you who've been watching the um woo woo stuff or the intuition stuff. How it helped you get more confident. And part of it is like I have to know myself enough. Not that I'm great, that I have some ability and I can't expect others to believe me.
Absolutely.
No, but I'm
I
saying like
agree.
the relative that you're saying exactly.
And not everybody is 100% anyway.
No, no,
That's
nobody's
what you have to,
100%.
yes, that's right. Maybe
But
60, 70% of stuff actually
right.
comes in.
So now I've changed where I'm like, I'll tell it to you, but you're responsible for what you do with it.
Absolutely. Once it's out of your mouth, it's not your job.
Yeah. But so
Mhm.
and also like I used to think it was fun to just say the message. I would never say about like the death of someone. That
Yeah.
and that's another thing, learning about boundaries or spiritual boundaries.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yeah,
if I don't
there's an ethical responsibility.
right,
Yeah.
do I want to see this? I put my intuition hat on. I don't want to see that much. Even taking the medium, I'm
Yeah.
learning the mediumship course. I'm not interested to go to a grocery store and do like, oh, by the way, your dad is showing up. So I start putting my hat on.
Yeah.
My,
Yeah.
you know,
Uh-huh.
I'm
I
not that
get it.
curious, you know.
Yeah. I do get that. Absolutely. Yeah,
So
and
I hope.
people will come to bother you too much too. Oh, I remember my friend going to the same psychic for quite a while, and really like then had to go more because it was as though they had this relationship. You tell me what I need to know today and tomorrow and the day after, and none of that is any good for anybody, especially even the reader. It isn't any good. Yeah,
Oh, that's another
yeah,
thing I've learned. Like, I'm sure I've noticed with, because we're talking about YouTube, I have to make sure I'm not
yeah.
jumping. Like,
Mhm.
I've noticed people who do reading, I know you do reading, and the person will ask the same question.
Yeah,
And I've done it where I ask the same
yeah.
question different. And
Happens.
it's like, you're never going to really quite, sometimes you could get a really good reading and fun. I love reading.
Uh-huh.
But sometimes it always felt like it was never answered because we're looking for the answer
Right.
when it's just
Yeah.
that they're telling you what the deal is and
Yeah.
then what you do with it. You can't just sit there
You
and
make a very good point. It's the same way actually with therapists. People think they're going to go to a therapist and they're going to tell them what everything they needed to know about why they did it or who's doing it or whatever. They're just helping you flesh out the information. And the message is that you know the answer. And it hit me between the eyes because I remember being at a therapist's office once. And I was frustrated with my husband, not this one, but the one I was married to then. And I said, he won't make a decision. He won't make a decision. And I need him to make a decision. And the therapist said, but he has. I said, really? Well, I didn't get it. He has decided not to make a decision. Well, that was just enough. I was putting way too much into the idea that this person was going to fix everything. And we can't fix anybody but ourselves.
right. Oh, and that's the great point. Like I'm going therapy now for anxiety, and I'm not sure she's right for me, but I'm like, let me stick with it, you know.
Mhm, mhm.
And if it took me like a year to get up the courage and go up and
Yeah,
do.
sure.
And I know like even with doing like intuition work, our mind could like want to quit. You're not getting the answer. Going back with
Yes.
you got the answer within. Um, and then one day whatever she was telling me, and then one day she's like, but it's up to you what you do with it.
Right.
And I remember being like, oh, that's just the easy answer, but it's true.
But she wants to
But
actually, she wants to instill confidence and power in you because it shouldn't come from her or him.
exactly. And
Yeah.
I realized, oh, she's pretty cool, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Good. I'm
and
glad you did. Yeah.
yeah. So have any of you like that are here, have you found you're confident in following the YouTube channels or anything like that?
Yeah, the other thing about YouTube channels, everybody is a flavor. Yeah, has a flavor, and you feel comfortable watching or not, or you
I
do
love
once in a
people
while.
creativity. Everybody
Yeah,
offers
yeah,
something.
yep. That's very true. That's very true.
Let's see. I'm grabbing more cards. We're gonna start wrapping up. If you
Okay,
want to grab 1 or 2 cards, we'll do a collective reading.
okay, will
So I
do.
want to thank Aley for just showing like the different ways of how we gain confident, or we had it, but we had to have different awareness when having a woo channel, but also just
Mhm.
individually. And if any
Yeah.
of you, please comment and let us know how that was working for you. So
Mhm.
while you shuffle, 3 cards I picked up is, I guess I should show it. Think before you judge.
Ooh,
So that's a monkey
absolutely.
mind again, like
Uh-huh.
listening to your intuition.
Uh-huh.
And that's including when you watch other people. Mirror, treat your body like the palace it is.
Ooh, I like that.
For
Yeah.
what comes to mind is like, um, when doing intuition work, how we treat our body, that's including the mind. If the mind is anxious, you're not going to hear your intuition. So
Mhm.
I tend to like to use the card when I'm anxious, or because the spirit guide could go through this, because I'm not
Mhm.
hearing them or I'm not feeling
Mhm.
them.
Yeah.
Take yourself out on a date. This reminds me of Aley and I taking a break from the woo and
Uh-huh.
appreciate the things around us. So
Absolutely.
that way we enjoy our favorite hobby and
Right.
lifestyle. But here,
Mhm.
the bird might speak to you. Maybe it won't be through the cards. Maybe nature will speak to you. Some people do
Beautiful.
painting, intuitive painting, and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So it could show up
That's
in
all.
so many different ways. What about you?
First card I got was, and it's actually called an Atlantis card, but it says seek deeper understanding. And look at
Mm,
that. It's like there are so many layers. There are so many layers to us. And we can't we can't unchip them or open them all up at the same time. We just
can you
overwhelm
imagine?
us. So
Right?
we're going to build on them. We're going to build on all of those things. It says, then you rest in the void, in the in-between. Rest in the in-between, between the physical and the spiritual. And again, that kind of goes along with yours, where you take time to do something different, find
Mm-hmm.
a different place to be. But then ultimately, it asks us to surrender, because we've got angels around us and they're wanting us to be sure that we understand that we can't make things happen. We have to allow them to happen. We have to let them flow. And the only way we can do that is to surrender. There are people that will say, am I going to get a raise? Am I going to get a raise? Am I going to get a raise? And you get an answer, but you're still asking, are you going to get a raise? And you like, let it come in. It will come in when it's going to come in. So,
I think that one. I don't know what the percentage. I would say 75% of it is that. I don't. That's not. I'm just saying that's the biggest
yeah,
part.
yeah, it is the biggest part. Trusting that it will come to you and surrender to it. Yeah,
And in
absolutely.
fact, if you keep asking questions and you say, "Oh, that's a bunch of BS," you kind of
Oh,
um,
yeah. Negate
change
it all.
the reality, or you
Yeah.
make, because you got in the way.
Yeah.
Um, so thank you very much. I hope you
Yes.
guys enjoyed the video.
Hmm.
And remember, keep on rocking it. Keep on putting on your
Keep on.
intuition hat and to connect from within. So take
Yes.
care.
Thank you, Sylvia. Bye, everybody.